Welcome to the show, ladies and gents. We're here. We talk about wrestling.
Charlotte beat me. I put you in a neck brace before. I have no problem doing it again.
You haven't seen it, honey?
Oh, bitch! No, the fuck y'all did that! So much balls. What happened? There's too much balls on that rash. Too many red balls. Look at all these balls. Look at this. Damn! Oh, Jesus! We are witnessing child abuse on TV, Lord. Oh, have mercy. Now, watch your mouth when you talking to me, ho. Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. You ain't getting nothing. You don't get nothing. You either earn it or you don't. You pasty bitch. That ain't how this works. Uh-oh, hit it with the zigzag. Let's go, baby. Let's go, dog. Let's go. I'm fucks with it. We sick of your shit.
Hey, girl, hey. Life, relationships, pop culture.
Well, go ahead. I'm listening. And he'll be looking at me. He will be looking at me and he will go to sleep. He will go to sleep. Look at me in my face. I'm talking to you.
We talk about it all, baby. So, y'all ready? I know y'all ready. Because it's showtime. And that's on the ancestors, baby.
All right, y'all. So, Smackdown is over. Okay. And it was an interesting show, to say the least. Smackdown started out with Ronda interrupting and interfering once again. She made it very clear that she wanted to be reinstated, and she was not leaving until Adam Pearce reinstated her. Well, Adam came out there with the security and basically was like, it's above me. I am not the one you need to have the issue with. I am not the one who has an issue with you. You need to take it to the people who have a problem with you, not me. We're not going to hold the show hostage. You need to go. Ronda said, I'm not going nowhere. They sent down the security. She leveled them. That's when the cops came. Cops come out. Ronda Rousey is pseudo arrested. All right. So she got arrested simply because she did not comply with the demands of Adam from the beginning. And they was just like, listen, you taking your anger and animosity out on me. I'm not the one who suspended you. You violated a rule. And so the higher ups suspended you for violating said rule. That's it. No mas. Not to mention this was Raw 1200. So congratulations to Raw for having 1200 episodes. Gotta say that's an amazing feat for television. Y'all know how it goes. We had one more thing that happened on the show that I'm trying to get the picture for. So just hold tight, y'all. Hold on. There it is. I had to find it. Shit. WWE had a buried, child. Anyways, that's how we kicked off the show with Ronda Rousey essentially out there staking her claim to her to the WWE. And she said, I'm not going nowhere till you give me what I want. And it was like, oh, you going somewhere. They got her ass up out of there because it was done. All right. Now, the next thing we saw was the Fatal 5-Way. So, well, actually, it was the women's tag team match. I apologize. So, Now you're probably looking at this like, wait a minute, this is weird. So if you didn't see the announcement earlier, it's very simplistic. What happened to Zoe Starks at Heat Wave resulted in an injury. I believe it was a kayfabe injury. Also, what happened to Nikita Lyons at Heat Wave, being attacked by both Gigi and JC in the back, or rather fending them off from Zoe and fighting them in the back, sorry babe, resulted in Nikita suffering an injury to the point, I wouldn't call it an injury, but the higher ups have not medically cleared her to compete. Therefore, Zoe and Nikita were pulled from the match against Sonya and Natalya. And lo and behold, who replaced them? It was Gigi and JC, aka known as Toxic Attraction. Now, if you recall, when they made the announcement of this tournament and they put Zoe and Nikita together, I distinctly remember saying that these two goons should have been the ones in their spot. I also recall them and me saying that I knew that they were going to find a way to put them in there. More than likely, they were going to attack Zoe and Nikita, which would render them unable to compete and put them in that spot. And god damn, it feels good to be right. Right? It feels good. So we had a match. Now, I will say that this match was slightly glitchy. Okay. Hello, y'all. How y'all doing? Hi, Sasha. Hello. Kenny says TA should have been in the lineup in the first place. It had to be done storyline wise to make sense for Zoe and Nikita. Now, here's why. Nikita, I think, was just a way to possibly give Zoe another adversary. However, Papa wants you. Here's the thing. When it comes to Zoe, it seemed like they wanted to make it seem like, okay, she was definitely going to get that title off of Mandy if we're going by the story. And then Mandy beats her clean. Now, if you want to call it, you could say there's an asterisk next to that win, right? But Mandy beat her, and she dominated majority of that match. So they're going to run that shit back again. Mandy and Zoe are not finished. They're going to continue to fight. And this second time, I think she is going to drop the title to Zoe. Where they peeped their whole card was them giving Zoe Starks this title opportunity for the tag team titles. I think that shouldn't have happened at all. I understand that it would have lended to the storyline and also segued to Toxic Attraction. But in my opinion, I think Kenny is right. There was no need to do this. You could have still had the finish you had at Heatwave and still had Nikita come out there and help because, you know, she also wrestled Mandy and Toxic Attraction was a factor. You still could have had all of that happening without them being inserted into the tag team tournament on the main roster and giving Toxic Attraction an opportunity on the main roster. Now, with all that being said, let's talk about the match itself. The match itself was not great. I think that they needed more time to gel with each other, especially Gigi and Sonya. I don't know what the fuck happened with them, but their interaction was the most botchy and glitchy looking. Natalya pretty much gained control of the match and really turned it up a notch. I feel like Sonya and JC had more, they have more chemistry with each other than Gigi and Sonya does. It was just a botchy match. And I was just like, what is happening? And it was a couple of times that it didn't really sit well. But overall, for their first debut and for them to win on the main roster, it's got to mean a lot for them. It wasn't a botchy match to the point where it was absolutely terrible. It just was some major noticeable botches in this match that you could clearly see. And if you play it back, you'll see it. Everything okay?
Yeah, check on that, close.
Okay. Give me that juice up there, please, when you get a chance. So, kudos to them for winning their first match on the main roster. And good luck to Toxic Attraction going up against Raquel and Aaliyah. Oh. I'd rather it be Toxic Attraction versus Damage Control, which they have trademarked Damage Control as a name, and that name was trademarked on the 16th of August, which leads me to believe that that's probably going to be Bailey, some form of Bailey, Dakota Kai, and Io Shirai's faction for their name for their faction. If it is, I don't really care. I'm just saying I don't know how I feel about them as a cohesive unit. I prefer them separately, but it is what it is, you know. Any whoosies, agreed. JC seemed to get well with everyone. Pains me to say it. If she did. And I always shit on JC Jane, but you know what? She performed the best out of the two. Gigi had a little stumbling blocks, but I give her a pass because she was on the main roster. This is a main roster show. This isn't NXT 2.0. This isn't the indies. You're in front of thousands of people and even more on television, millions. So Gigi probably had a little bit of first time jitters. And I think once she kind of gets herself together, she'll be solid. Because we all know that Gigi Dolan is the better of the two in terms of wrestling. But JC really embraced being on the main roster. It seemed like she relished in it. And they look good on the main roster. They fit. That's why I feel like they should keep them there. I don't think they should leave. Even if they lose, they should not leave SmackDown. They should be permanent fixtures on SmackDown. And once Mandy drops that title, she also needs to be a permanent fixture on SmackDown. All right. Hold on, y'all. I got to give you something to drink, Sharon. Not too much because I got to drink me some water today. All right. Hello, Kayla. Okay, it always seemed like Gigi was super close to Sonya and Natty, but that could be fixed with practice. Like I said, I think it was just first match jitters. But she'll get it together. I think Gigi is the better wrestler of the two. I still believe that. And like I said, everybody stumbles in their first match. Everybody stumbles when they get on the main roster. It takes time, and them working with Natalya can only improve them. I might give Natalya a lot of flack, but like I said, Natalya is one of the best technicians on that roster, probably one of the best wrestling minds they have in the back. She's a little bit of a messy queen, but at the end of the day, she's going to give you what you need to succeed. That's all that matters. Until she do something petty. Anyway, next match was a Fatal 5-Way. Favorite match of the night. Absolutely love this match. It was so much fun. Tay, I know you're tired, baby, but Papa wants you again. This was my favorite match because it was hard hitting. You had 5 different wrestlers, 5 different wrestling styles. Sammy was the hometown hero. He came out there. The crowd, everybody was on their feet when Sami Zayn came out there. There was nobody sitting down. They were cheering for Sammy like he was the ultimate hero. Now, one thing the Canadians going to do, they going to represent for their people. You understand me? They ain't going to leave you hanging out or boo you because you a bad guy. Oh, they don't give a shit about none of that. They do not care. You coming home, we don't never get to see you. We always got to watch you through TV. They don't do pay-per-views with us no more. Okay? Every time they bring their asses there, they be ready. They be at the ready. They were going nuts for Sami Zayn. Nuts. Okay? I'm not mad at them for that. I was very happy that Sammy got that type of ovation. It's been a long time since Sami Zayn has been cheered like that. And I love Sami Zayn, so I'm very happy for him. Corbin was out there wrestling like Corbin looked like an aged out skater boy out there. I don't understand what. I'm like, where are you going, sir? Did you just leave your kids' barbecue? Like, what the fuck? He just is one of the weirdest people when it comes to gear that I've ever met. He does not wear gear. He just buys really stretchy jeggings And then the man come out there and he be having his little shirts on. Then he had his shirt ripped off of him. He out there just a jiggling. I said, oh, you jiggly, baby. You are jiggly. Okay, jiggly puff. Jiggly, honey. You are jiggling. Oh, you giving Mrs. Dad Bod a run for his money. My God, my God. I said, but I ain't gonna be mad at you too bad, because Corbin's not a bad looking dude, but damn. Child. Madcap was out there looking all golden brown and greased up. Ricochet was out there being his flippy best. Okay, he was tearing people up. Now, one thing about it, Triple H done got got a hold of creative, and Ricochet has now become the star that everybody says he is meant to be. We'll see, because he still can't cut promos, and I don't like that. But anyway, Sheamus ended up winning this match, and I was so mad for Sami Zayn's sake. And I know that this was done intentionally so that Sheamus can go over to Cardiff and be over there and wrestle in there. But that's also Gunther's playground as well. So you have two people from the UK, or at least from Europe in general, over there wrestling in this area. They're going to get a lot of cheers for a lot of people. So I understand the reasoning behind putting Sheamus up against Gunther. Plus, you've got two hard style wrestlers wrestling in this match. It's going to be Smash Mouth all day long, which I'm very much looking forward to, because I've never seen Gunther and Sheamus wrestle each other, and I just think it's going to be superb. Either way, I was so sad for Sami Zayn, though. I really thought that he was going to get it, which leads to a great producer for this match. I don't know who produced it, but whoever did, you did an amazing job by how it was written and how it was played out. Everybody did their part beautifully. There were some parts where people were standing around, but for the most part, it was a very clean match. Everybody had something that they were doing. Somebody was getting hit. Somebody was getting beat up. Everything was moving in this match. It was my favorite match of the night, and it's definitely due for a rewatch. I really, really liked it. Now, Sheamus has this massive thigh bruise that I believe happened when he was in the ring and Madcap and him flipped over the ring. And I think that as he fell, he scratched his thigh on the side of the LED boards. So I think that's where that bruise came from, because he was scratched up. It was bleeding. It was bruised, and it got worse as the more he wrestled, the darker that bruise got. So hopefully Sheamus will be all right. Shout out to him and him winning that match, because he did an amazing job. He really did. Let's move on to the Viking Raiders funeral, child. Okay, listen. It always, okay, I read that comment. No, I didn't talk about Hit Row yet, babe. Hey, Tiff, how was your day? Day was fine. Thank you for asking. Loudest Papa tonight. I was a little upset he lost, but I'm here for the 2010 Sheamus winning. Not 2010. Oh, man. He been jiggling since Black and Gold, Lone Wolf NXT days. That's why he dressed up like a waiter for TGI Fridays, baby. Aaliyah, I don't know what's wrong with you, but you got to stop. Now, you ain't have to read that man like that. So, I'm going to do the Viking Raiders funeral first, and then we're going to go into Hit Row coming out there with MMM. All right. So the Viking Raiders gave New Day a Viking funeral, which, depending on how you look at it, can be a show of respect. I saw Sarah out there with her black fingers looking like she smelled like salami boards. And they gave them a funeral. Now, here's where it got weird. It looked like they was wearing gray sweatpants. And I was just like, sirs. Maybe I don't know if the camera was shot wrong or if they did something wrong. But baby, you could have brought the camera up so we didn't have to see what they had on the bottom, because it just seemed like they just threw something on so they could do this ceremony. They didn't want to get into full gear, and then they got exposed by the cameraman and shit. Because we saw your great sweatpants, and they was not great sweatpantsing. I'm just gonna tell you the truth. You were not giving what it was supposed to have gave, and I don't think we wanted to see what it was supposed to give. Okay. But your wife was doing her Viking duties. You know, she gave y'all a little blessing. I guess that is on your forehead. I don't know what that was. It was dark ashes or whatever it was. Alexis is more, adept in that arena than I am. But anyway, they did their little funeral. And the New Day was buried. Okay. Now Don is right. Don is saying they building them back up. Yes, but I think when the New Day do come back, Big E's gonna be with them, and they're finally gonna be able to run as a heel team like they've been trying to for the last 5 years. So hopefully New Day will be able to go back to being a heel. They haven't been heels in years. So once they do, we gonna see. I must cheer for New Day regardless because I love them. They're the one anomaly that I will give a free pass to be a heel to and actually cheer. So I love them. So I'm definitely gonna do that. That's an old read from Finn during the Constable days. One of the most memorable things he ever said on TV. Rick Boudio's box. He did read him, but he did it on Twitter as well because I remember Corbin was going at Finn Balor heavy about him always having his abs out and shit. And Corbin was like, don't get mad. I mean, Balor was like, don't get mad because you ain't got it like me. He was like, maybe you need to spend a little bit more time in the gym, and was going at his neck on Twitter. I remember that shit. That shit was funny. So, like I was saying, I think that when New Day does return, they're going to have their bout with the Viking Raiders, but eventually they're also going to go back to being heel, and that's something that I'm looking forward to seeing. I think they would work well as a heel team, and I think it would be fun to see them go back to being those idiotic, rude, disrespectful, but fun team that was like, we're all about positivity, but was cheating like a motherfucker and was stealing championships. Like, we loved it. Okay. So after that, we had the Maxim male models come out. So the Maxim male models was out there, Dio mad and looking like, I'm just telling you the truth. Some of y'all might get mad at what I say, but don't get mad at me. Just look at Dio mad and then tell me I'm wrong. Now, if I'm out of line, I'll apologize, but I don't feel like I'm out of line for this. Dio Madden reminds me of a really big stud. He just gives stud energy to me. And no, I'm not a part of the community. I'm adjacent to the community. I got friends in the community. I'm just saying that's what he gives me is stud energy. I don't know no other way to say it. That's not a dig at the studs, because I done see some studs on TikTok that make you question some things. But that's not my point. My point is that's the kind of energy I get from him. I get very much stud energy, just big, and he just big for no damn reason, just a waste of height. He ain't got no grace when he walk. He walked like y'all seen Megan Thee Stallion walk down the runway. I mean, walk down the red carpet when she first became famous. That woman didn't walk. She stomped. Like that was it was very Fred Flintstone type walking, okay? But that's the kind of energy he give. And every time I see it, I just be like, oh my God. But y'all tell me if I'm wrong or if I'm out of line, and I'll apologize. I don't feel like I'm out of line, but if I'm out of line for that, then I'm sorry. I was not trying to offend nobody, but that's just what I feel and what I see when I see him. It just gives me just and not a good stud, like a terrible. I don't know no other way to explain it. Just a dorky stud. I would like New Day repackaged, like go dark, like to the old, like EO did when she went heel. You want a dark version of the New Day, like Io Shirai. I think when New Day came about and they were heels, their first run, I think that's where they should go. That's how I think they should operate. Quincy would be better in MMM than what's his face, but I want Quincy on his own right now because I want to see what he do on 2.0. It look like he gonna be grinding on a lot of them poles on the damn on the ring, baby. That's what it looked like, but I'm here for it, honey. He said he is the super diva. Child, almost choked on my juice. Anyway, MMM came out there and was doing their posing and shit and was talking, and Hit Row came out. Max and them got in their faces, and all I seen was Adonis kick Mansoor out the ring, and AJ Francis kicked he threw Dio Madden out the ring. Then it came to the song. Now I don't know if they couldn't hear, which WWE might want to invest in some good earpieces if the music was not playing loud enough. But somebody was off. Now, when AJ Francis did his kind of came across more believable than Brianna's did. It's not that Brianna's not capable, but Brianna gotta, I don't know. I got him from Wingstop, baby. And my mama said the dude that made him was in the back cussing somebody out on the phone, child. That's why they was good and crispy. Okay. The song threw me off. The crowd, though, quite.
Some people was into it.
I mean, baby, they had some people in the audience dancing. Not everybody's into hip hop, so it's not going to go over well with everyone. I don't think they need to do a concert, or anything like that. But
I just think that was some stuff they did because they just happened to be in the UK. They ain't been there in a while.
They was in Canada.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I'm tripping.
No, because they did it on NXT when they debuted on Black and Gold.
Yeah, they did.
So I mean, was it Black and Gold?
Yeah, because they got cut when they switched over to 2.0.
They was there when it was 2.0. They debuted during Black and Gold,
yeah,
but they when they switched 2.0, they got cut after that.
Yeah, because it's already up. They got called to the main roster.
Yeah, but they were on 2.0. I remember because Brianna wrestled Electra.
Oh yeah, she did.
I remember that.
She wrestled low. You're right.
Okay, so this song, I needed to be better. I'm not gonna shit on him too much because I like Hit Row and I want to give him some space. So Don's probably gonna be harder on him than I will. Because people I like, I give a lot of leeway to, which I can admit. It was okay. I turned it up enough to hear what they were saying, and to me, I could have done without it. I felt like they just couldn't have came out there, beat them up, and then the segment could have been over, and they could have just been like Hit Row, and that's it. I didn't need a concert. Plus, I felt like Adonis was like a glorified hype man, like he was in the beginning. There was no need for him to be out there either. I feel like the person who should rap should be AJ Francis. Brianna should be doing. I hate to say that about Brianna. Hopefully, Brianna has improved ring wise, and we'll be able to focus on something else. Because I like her, and I like AJ, and I like Adonis. So I'm hoping that they improve. I'm hoping that they do. It's not worse than Max Caster rapping, so I can deal with it on that front. And if fucking John Cena and Chris Jericho can have a fucking concert, battle of the bands for a whole segment.
Oh my god.
We can sit through Hit Row for a little while on the show, okay? It wasn't the best, but it was better than watching Mansoor and fucking Drew McIntyre. I mean, not Drew McIntyre, but Mansoor and fucking Dio Madden pose on TV forever. I don't want to see that. I'm good. And then we come to the final blows. So Shotzi had a match with Liv Morgan, to which I didn't get to watch. I took a potty break before the match happened, and when I came back, it was over. She was laying on her back. She essentially won the match, but Shayna Baszler came out there with her killer eyeshadow on and beat the brakes off of Liv and told her she ain't gonna break her arm right now. She gonna break her arm at Clash at the Castle. And she stepped on her, put her foot on her arm, was getting ready to break it, and kicked that girl in her face. I said, God damn, you ain't have to do that bitch like that. Shayna Baszler has turned a new leaf. Ronda telling her she ain't no killer made her mad than a motherfucker. And she is on a war path. I don't see.
How did you tell me?
I'm finna go to that.
Okay.
I don't see Shayna Baszler. Sorry, baby.
No,
sorry.
No,
I don't see Shayna Baszler losing to Liv Morgan. I honestly see Liv getting beat up and then essentially leaving for a little while. Shotzi should have won. She won that Twitter back and forth, though. Yes, she did, child. She lit Liv's ass up. Pat was like, there is no backtracking for Hit Row. I was like, yeah, you just can't hear it. I did, though. Rhonda basically said, "You's a soft ass bitch." That's what she said, baby. That's what I heard. That's what I heard. That pissed her off. Okay, she was like, "Oh hell no, hell no, this bitch ain't gonna call me soft." What the fuck? I was one of the most dominant females in NXT. You ain't finna pull me out of my element like that. You ain't finna do me like that, child. She told Liv's ass up, honey. He said, it was still a bad song. AJ Francis, to me, wasn't the problem. I think Brianna's verse was a little too convoluted. And AJ made his verse simple but effective. It was the way he delivered it that made you listen. However, I wasn't a big fan of it, but that doesn't mean that it can't improve. I'm going to give him a little leeway. But I've heard AJ Francis freestyle before, and he's done amazing things on the mic. Brianna, I've heard some of her stuff before. For me, Brianna's flow doesn't fit my aesthetic of things that I like in terms of music. That doesn't mean she can't rap, because it's obvious that she can. It's just I'm not a fan of her style of rapping. Ooh, not your mama. That too, but I'm giving context. He said, my mom said I'd be mad as hell if I paid my money to sit through that shit, child. No, Mama Moore, you can't say that. She said, kill it now. I was like, they usually ain't this bad. It was a little rough, Donnie. It was a little rough. I don't know. I'm gonna give him a little pass. Because it was a little rough, baby. Any hoosies. So, we come to the final blows of the night. Roman was Uso-less. There were no Usos out there. He said that was a statement. Words were said. And that's the end. Yeah. It could have been worse if Swerve was involved. I mean, she got a point. She got a point, because Swerve used to make it. And they doubling down on this original 3. They like original 3, OG 3. I'm like, I see some little shade here. I'm like, okay, AJ, like AJ Francis and them, you know what? I ain't gonna speak on behalf of nobody, but I got a feeling that they felt like Swerve just abandoned the crew as soon as he got the opportunity to go to AEW. He was like, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? And then got over there with Swerve got over there with Keith Lee and became tag team champions. And I'm just like, Now all your homies. All right, y'all. So
That's so fire.
that's what the stadium looks like. What is that?
That's the stadium.
What is the shape of it?
It's weird. Then those are like.
Is that the parking?
That's parking.
What about
right
on
there.
the side?
That's parking here. We got all this shit right here is parking. That's over there parking.
How big is that stadium?
The stadium is massive.
I'm never going there.
And then you notice like that's
and they done almost sold that out for WrestleMania.
It's gonna be rocking in there.
No, I'm good.
And then you notice that's open, so you like so the breeze can actually come into the stadium.
Oh, so those are windows. That's like a big ass window.
Area, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Like the Allegiant Stadium is, but theirs comes out.
Mm-hmm.
You can it's a button to make it come out.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna pause it. Watch the top. Did you see the screen?
It's an LED on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
Who gonna see it?
When I guess whoever flying over.
Bullshit. They be doing the most. Him and his Blue Lives Matter bitch. Ooh. And Cardi voice. Oh my God, what is that? What is that? Come to Philly Mania, you know you want to. They're going to have Mania in Philly in 2024. What you want to do?
That shit's spicy. It's going to be double spicy because I'm not sitting with the peasants.
We can't get no sweet, Jared. We can't afford it. Really? You're not gonna go if we can't sit in the suite?
Yeah.
Child. Gerard said he not sitting with the peasants. I done created a whole monster, child. Kenny trying to do hypnosis. I done spoiled this man to the point where he does not want to go to any sporting event.
A couple of times already, I'm not doing it. I was already spoiled when D-Shine and Jordan.
Yeah, but you went to Monday Night Raw after that and was sitting on the floor.
Yeah, I didn't pay for the ticket.
But you went though.
I was invited.
Okay, so if I buy the tickets and it comes from my money, are you gonna go?
I'm not gonna let you waste your money.
You see how you is? Look how you just said that. You're spoiled, Jared. Jesus. Anyway, not the peasants. You're not going to be able to go until you retire. Child, we already went once. She said, if y'all decide to go, I get my monies together. What you want to do? You want to do a suite? She said she get her money together. We could do a suite. Now, first we got to pay for this first trip we supposed to be going on in June. And then after that, we can start worrying about the money. Because them tickets don't go on sale till late. We're going to have to put that money to the side, baby. She said, I can't spell. I meant go to a WrestleMania. Oh, okay. They couldn't go because they had a DUI there in Montreal, Canada. I know. Sweet life, call the Sprouse twins. I can't. All right, so Roman was all alone. She said, we can bookmark it. I'm going to talk to you about it in the DMs, Kenny. Hold on. So Roman was all in Montreal by his lonesome. Now, the DUI they got wasn't in Canada. The DUI was in the States. But because they have that and it was recent, within the last year, they cannot travel to Canada with that DUI on their record. And it was current. So they had been, basically, they're not allowed to go into Canada. So, which we all knew, it's fine. So Roman was by his lonesome except for their honorary Uso, Sami Zayn. Now, Sami Zayn went and talked to Roman, and they had a little kiki moment. You know, Jey Uso's a little uptight. You know, he's a little mad. Yeah, he yells, huh? He says, question for you, Sami. How are you about your friend KO? He was like, well, I'm from here. He's from here. You know, we're good. We've been friends forever. I've known him my whole life. He was like, yeah. So you still talk to him? Still close? He was like, yeah, you know, just normal shit. He said, okay. Need you to do me a favor. Can you do that? Can you give him a little message for me? He was like, sure. Honorary Oos fan. Honorary Oos. He was like, great. Tell him I don't owe him anything. Nothing. I'm not giving him anything. It was very definite and very serious. I was like, oh. Sami was like, sure, got it. No problems here. Anywho's, gotta go do this match, man. You know, gotta try to win. Huh? It'd be nice. Intercontinental champion in the bloodline. Yeah. He was like, yeah, man, do it. So Sami left. And Roman, of course, was looking at his phone because Sami didn't answer his phone because he was told to answer Roman's phone. So Roman looked at his phone and saw his cousin wasn't going to make it. So he was all by his lonesome and it came to does. Okay. So it's time for Roman and Drew to be face to face. They had their conversation. Now, prior to this, Karrion Kross cut a promo about how Drew McIntyre cut a promo Monday explaining that he was the chosen one. And then shortly after that, he was fired and he was gone from WWE for 15 years. He had to work his way back and come back in and earn his opportunity to be at the top of the mountain once again. Now, Karrion said that should tell you something, that you were chosen, but you shouldn't have been. You obviously were the wrong choice. And I was like, back your formerly bald-headed ass up. Wait a minute. Wait. Just because you grow some hair out the follicle don't mean you right, boo. Listen. If I distinctly remember, your ass just came back a couple weeks ago. So if we talking about people not being chosen or not being the right one, your ass ain't it either. Because you was fired too. Okay? You and your wife. Fired together. Okay? Don't come at you like that. Don't do that. Because if we're going to shame the devil, we got to tell the damn truth. Okay? We got to tell the damn truth now. Because your formerly bald ass was fired too. Okay? And you was Triple H's chosen one. You sure was. I'm just saying. Don't do that. Now, Drew came out there and made some valid points. Okay? He said fired together. Double homicide. Period. Now, Drew came out there. Roman was out there. And he was like, look, I done beat everybody. I did what I said I was going to do. I came, I smashed, and I'm leaving. I done did it all. There's nobody left. Even Drew. He can pop off all he wants to, but I've beaten him. He's right. Ain't no shame in my game. So Drew came out there and was like, listen, I don't think you deserving of the championship. Roman like, you don't think I'm deserving? Did you not hear what I said? Did you not hear what I just said? He was like, it doesn't matter what you said, bro. You're not deserving of this title. And you know why? Because you got the wise man doing all the politicking for you. You got the Usos being your little henchmen and taking people out for you. And then you come up and clean up the messes. You come in and you basically get to the scraps after everybody else that ate off the plate. He like, you can't operate on your own. You need 3 people to work on your team so that it works in your favor. But now that you're here by yourself and you're on your lonesome, you got to face me. He like, I see fear in your eyes. You know that it is not hard for me to take this title from you when it's just me and you one-on-one with my bad hands. That's what he said. My bad hands. That's what he said. All right. Drew took his shirt off and he was like, we can get to the nitty-gritty right now. And then Roman looked around and was like, all right, bet. They start fighting. So Roman almost got the drop on him, but Drew was able to get him taken down. Now, here's where it got iffy and where the camera work in WWE is always beautiful, okay? I did not see Sammy. I didn't see him at all. The camera pulled a wide shot and then it got close. So essentially what it did is it cut to the guy that was in the ring while they was fighting. The wide shot camera on the outside, they cut from that feed. So we was looking inside the ring. We were watching them fight. Roman was getting set up for a Claymore kick, and as he got ready to kick him, Sami Zayn pushed Roman out the way and took the kick for him. Now, this ultimately you had he ended up spearing Roman. Roman ended up spearing Drew and was waiting to do that spear again, but he hit him with the Superman punch. Let me clear it up. Roman Superman punched Drew, and then he was getting ready to spear him. He did his war cry, and that's when Drew hit him with the Claymore kick for the second time. This time he got hit. So both the honorary Ooh, Sami Zayn, and Roman Reigns was laid out in the ring. And Drew McIntyre was standing tall with both belts over Roman's head. This was the last shot of the night. It's very ominous because this could very well happen in 2 weeks at Clash at the Castle. Roman Reigns could be titleless, and Drew McIntyre could be your new WWE Undisputed Champion. Now, what might happen is Drew McIntyre might get both belts, but end up dropping one of them to Karrion and then becoming champion on Raw and moving to Raw exclusively. However, we don't know how they're going to split these titles up. I'm just hoping that they split these motherfuckers up. But this was how the show went. This was the last show. This was the end of the show. I thought it was a solid show. There wasn't many surprises going on. Bayley and Control did show up to taunt Natalya and Sonya. Bayley told Sonya she needed to stick to being a GM. She's out of her league. She's no longer in her prime. She was taunting the shit out of Sonya, okay? Tearing Sonya's ass up. Now, one thing I want y'all to do before I go is you need to go watch the Broken Skull sessions with Charlotte. You'll get a better understanding of the type of woman that she is. And I think a lot of people have some misconceptions when it comes to Charlotte. Charlotte is a Division I athlete. She's always competitive, always looking for her next opponent, her next conquering moment. She's always on the go, always driving and striving to keep moving. And that's kind of one of her downfalls, to which she herself says it's because I always want to work. I don't want to stop. I want to keep going. As long as I can go, I want to go. She talked about her character and how she elevated her character on purpose. She changed her character's clothes. She switched off from the queen to the opportunity. She said she wants to keep evolving her character. And this is something that I, Don, Alexis, Nicole, Enrico, and even Kenny talk about often when I go live, and it's always about character development. Charlotte is very keen on that. And if we watch the show, you can see how she explains how much she really enjoys doing what she does. And I wanted to say something else, too, before I go. The 4 horsewomen work as well as they do because each woman has something that they bring to the table that's different. Bayley is the technically sound one. She's got the main skills of a wrestler, basic ground and pound style of wrestling, very intimate, very, very indie style of wrestling. Sasha's a combination of indie style wrestling and technical skill, but she's also a pageant queen. She's a showman, and she always has been. Becky is their anomaly. She's the one who was on the indies, who had the workhorse mentality, but it took her a minute to get into her stride. Once she did, she was also able to elevate herself and create a character for herself and put herself at the forefront with the 4 horsewomen. Charlotte is their homegrown talent. Charlotte is the girl who yes, she's a second generation superstar, but she had no prior knowledge or prior how can I put it? She had no prior knowledge or prior training in wrestling like the other girls did. She was not trained in there. She literally hit the ground running coming into FCW. When you watch the show, you need to see it, because then you'll understand where she comes from and why she presents herself the way that she does. She's very hard on herself a lot. When she watches film and she's watching stuff of herself, you can see that she's either critiquing herself in her mind, or that she's critiquing what she sees on the screen. Like, damn, if I had just leaned into this, it would have been 10 times better. If I had did this, it would have been so much better. She's very much a perfectionist, and she craves that attention of making sure everything is done correctly. I like Charlotte even more now because I understood from the beginning that this is where she came from. I just needed confirmation, and watching the Broken Skull sessions really gave me a clear view of where she came from. Charlotte was the type of girl who just wanted to be respected by her peers. She understood she was a fish out of water. Despite the fact that her father was Ric Flair, she was not into the wrestling as much as everybody else. She didn't know everything. She didn't have all the prior knowledge of it. It wasn't already readily available to her because that wasn't her initial first love, but she ended up falling in love with it as she did it. And of course, her brother was a big proponent of that as well. So you have to see it, because Charlotte Flair is more than what people are giving her credit for. And I really, 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 really loved this Broken Skull sessions. I loved it so much. Cody's will be my second. I like Becky's. I love Bailey's. I like Sasha's. I thought all of their Broken Skull sessions were really great. But I like this one the most because it really just reiterated exactly what I thought and what I've said about Charlotte for years. The way I break it down at the least, in the sense in which they inspire me, is I want Becky's bravado, Charlotte's intensity, Shasta's innovation, and Bailey's technique. That's good. Would you like to see the four horsemen reunite and go on a reign of terror together? No. That's not something I need to see. They're in 4 different places in their life. She even talked about the thing with Becky that happened on TV. She said it was an accident. I believe her. I think that sometimes Charlotte gets a little overzealous as a character, and I said that too when it happened. I think sometimes she gets a little overzealous as a character, and people take it the wrong way. I don't think it was intentional. I don't think she was trying to be disrespectful to Becky. I just think that sometimes in the heat of the moment and being out there, accidents happen. And even so, sometimes you do things that you realize, oh man, I shouldn't have done that. That was a little too much. And you're trying to dial it back. But Becky went and took it a step further and just threw her fucking belt at her. The four horsewomen already had a reign of terror when they got there at the forefront. When they were at the forefront, we don't need that again. No, I don't need to see the four horsewomen as a faction because they don't fit together as a group anymore. Sasha Banks is a superstar in her own right. Becky Lynch got her own thing going, and she's her own superstar. Charlotte's on a whole different level. And then you've got Bailey, who's at the pinnacle of her career, getting ready to be on a whole different level. They're in different points in their career. And putting them back together again isn't going to do anything, not even for the nostalgia of it. It's not going to work. In my humblest of humblest opinions, they had the opportunity to do that a long time ago. And quite frankly, when they brought them up, they should have did that then. But they chose to split them up, which was fine. You know, they had the epic battle with Sasha. And she also talked about, it was brought up about Sasha and Naomi, and she basically gave the most honest answer you could hear. Same thing with Bianca when she was asked, which was the truth. She wasn't there. She doesn't know what happened. And she can't imagine not wrestling Sasha or Naomi again, because you know how she feels about both of them. So I'm very happy that she did the Broken Skull sessions. It was such a good episode. And like I said, it really just solidified exactly what I thought about Charlotte from the beginning. The only thing that I really didn't think was that she was very, very nervous when she got there. Like, she honestly had no idea what she was getting herself into. And she kind of fell into this. She kind of fell into being good at it. And she, switched up the tempo a lot. She's broken away from her father's legacy and starting to blaze her own path, So good for Charlotte, because I really do like her. And she's happily married with Andrade. She said she went on a honeymoon with him, to which he planned. And I was like, yes. He planning vacations and shit. Girl, get it. So hopefully we'll see Charlotte soon. So I'm hoping she'll return by Royal Rumble. She'll return. I'd rather her return at Rumble than to return earlier than that, because it just seems like everything is so convoluted right now. The storylines would make better sense with Charlotte returning at Royal Rumble rather than having her return before that. All right? At least in my humblest of opinions, either that or have her return at like Crown Jewel. Who would you like to see on the Broken Skull sessions in the future? Everybody I wanted to see. I would love to see Montez. I didn't think Montez had a Broken Skull session, so I want to see Montez and Dawkins on there as a tag team together, so they can say how they got together as a team. I don't think Miz has been on the Broken Skull sessions yet. So if he was to ever get on there, I would love to see that. Rhea, I think, will be a good Broken Skull sessions guest. If I'm going, oh fuck, Shayna's cool. I don't think Rhonda's been on there yet. Let me go see. But I don't think Rhonda's been on there yet. I would have Rhonda be on there. See what she's talking about. Shinsuke will be a good guest for me. I would love to see Asuka. Sonya will be cool. I like Sonya outside of her character. I like Mandy outside of her character. I would love to see Kofi will be really good. Big E. They can do New Day together, honestly, and then do separate. Randy's been on there. They can do separate interviews for each one of them and do New Day all together, which I would love that, because I feel like Big E and who else? Big E and Xavier and Kofi, while they coexist as a squad, they do work better individually. Let me look, because I'm looking at Broken Skull sessions now. Yeah, he has Seth on there, Lashley, Kevin Nash, Mick Foley, Jeff Hardy, Diamond Dallas Page, DDP, Ron Simmons, Becky, Lita, Bubba Ray, Cody, Jeff Jarrett, Sami Zayn. Jericho was on there, which everybody was freaking out because Jericho's an AEW guy. Godfather, Randy Orton's been on there, Sasha, Bailey, Drew. Undertaker's been on here twice. Kurt Angle, Jerry the King Lawler, Mark Henry, Ric Flair, Bret Hart, Big Show, Kane's dumbass, Goldberg. Ooh, Trish will be a good one. I thought she was up here, but she is not. Trish will be a good one. I would love to see what Trish's will be like. I would have Jacqueline too. Like, Jacqueline would be good. Jazz is another one. Seth is already up here. Kevin Owens. I would love for him to have Kevin on here. I thought he was gonna do KO because of WrestleMania. You know what I'm saying? But Kevin Owens would be a good one, because Kevin Owens was stoked that he got to do that shit with Stone Cold. As much as I detest Corbin as a wrestler, I actually really like Corbin outside of that. I think he's got a really cool personality. Roman would be fine. Ivory is another one, old school, that I would love to hear from. Bianca's cool. Oh fuck. Brock, I would like to see. And who? Roman? No, Roman didn't do a Broken Skull sessions. Roman did the WWE Evil. That's what Roman did. And I thought Rey Mysterio did Broken Skull Sessions too, but he is not up here. But I swear that he did a Broken Skull Sessions with you know what I'm saying? I swore Ray had did one, but it seemed like he didn't. And it's only been one season, so they got 30 episodes in this one season. Anyway, oh no, he didn't do one. Kevin didn't do one. I thought he did too, but he's not up here. Sammy's up here, but Kevin isn't up here. I don't need to hear from Brock Lesnar. Victoria and Mickey. Ooh, Victoria is one that I really want to hear from. Mickey James, I think I've heard enough. But Victoria is somebody I feel like don't get her flowers like she should. Rey Mysterio. I mean, sure. Ray's fine. Riddle. I don't give a damn about Riddle. I could give less than 2 fucks about Riddle. Makes no never mind to me that he there. I don't give a shit. Kevin Owens needs to do a Hot Ones episode. You know who I want to go on Hot Ones really bad that I think would be hella funny? Is Montez Ford. I feel like Montez and Dawkins need to go on Hot Ones together, and the New Day need to go on Hot Ones together. Like all of them need to go because that is fucking hilarious. They are funny. I would love to see them go on Hot Ones. Bianca would be a good Hot Ones guest. Who else should go on Hot Ones? Bianca, Montez and Dawkins, New Day. KO would be funny as fuck. I think he would be hilarious. Finn, Stephanie, AJ Styles. I think AJ Styles would be a very good guest for Broken Skull Sessions. Stephanie, yes, because I feel like with the way that Stone Cold talks to them, like she just has he has a way of getting information out that nobody else could get. Finn, I don't know. I wouldn't mind it. I'd watch it because he's easy on the eyes, so I would watch it. Nah, beer has too many refined carbs in it. What? What are you talking about, Aaliyah? Rollins. Oh, yeah. Seth would be hilarious. Becky would be hilarious. Becky would be hilarious.
That's up there already. Oh, talking about the Hot Ones?
Hot Ones.
Oh, yeah.
Bailey. Copy and paste, bro. I came with you. Sheamus on the Broken Skull Sessions. Yes, I would love to watch that. Wade Barrett on the Broken Skull Sessions. That would work. Becky is a vegetarian. Hot Ones offers vegan, vegetarian, and meat wings. So it's not the end of the world because she's vegan. It's not the end of the world because she's a vegetarian. They have wings that are geared towards your diet. Like Lizzo is a vegan and she was on there this last season. She was one of the last people to be on Hot Ones. They had vegan wings for her. They had cauliflower for another person that was vegetarian. So it's not real hot wings. It's not hot wings for everybody. They just call them hot wings because it's called Hot Ones. But if your diet if your diet is specific and you have to eat certain things, they will accommodate whatever diet you have. So it's not going to kill her. Beth Phoenix for Broken Skull and Hot Ones. Beth Phoenix on Hot Ones, I would watch that. As long as she don't come out there with that murder hard hairstyle she had, I don't care what she do. Finn hasn't had a carb in like 10 years. It's an IPA. I think he'll be fine. Gunther. I mean, that's cool. Philly. Ooh, Philly would be an amazing Broken Skull Sessions guest. I used to love Finley. My name is Finley, and I love to fight. I used to love him. Used to come out there all thick and shit. I used to be like, damn, Philly used to whoop ass. He used to whoop ass, and he used to work hard with them girls. Oh, and Charlotte talked about Finley too. She talked about Finley too. Well, they do a vegan version for Billie Eilish, so they can do it. They do vegan options and vegetarian options for anybody. However your diet is, the hot ones will accommodate it. Because sometimes Sean gets tired of eating wings, and he'll request vegan wings, or he'll ask for some type of vegetable, which usually is like cauliflower, so, which, by the way, if you want to get some deceptive shit and it still be good, take your motherfucking ass to goddamn Cheesecake Factory and get those Korean fried cauliflower bites. When you pick it up, it look like chicken bites, but when you bite into it, you fool. But bitch, they so good, you don't care. Okay, they got little spice, little sweetness. Dip that in some ranch, girl, make you hurt yourself. Triple H on Hot Ones episode, girl. I don't think he'll make it. I don't think he'll make it. They offer vegan and vegetarian options. I never knew that at all. Go back and watch some episodes of Hot Ones, and you'll see some people are vegetarians, and they're eating vegetarian wings on that sugar cane stick. There's also some people that are eating cauliflower because they do not eat meat. And sometimes Sean just switches it up, and the guests don't care. They don't mind it. So, yes, they do offer those options. I don't think his heart can handle that spiciness. Right, Rico? We on the same page because they trying to kill him. Oh, damn. I ain't think about that. I'll take that back and replace Triple H with Nash. Ooh. My mother would watch that because she loved Kevin Nash back in the day. Gunther is so serious. Babe. No. Kurt Angle for Hot Ones. I feel like he would turn red before he even eat the damn wing. Okay? He just looked like a bald-headed penis sitting up there. Uncircumcised. He do. I like to see Miz on Hot Ones. I feel like he would freak out. I feel like Gunther the type of dude you got to explain jokes to. I can understand that. I can understand that. I don't know. He might be on Broken Skull sessions and surprise you. I'd like to see Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly on Hot Ones and Broken Skulls. I'd rather see Cole on the Hot Ones episode. Kyle O'Reilly would be okay for Broken Skulls, but I wouldn't watch it. He don't seem like somebody I would want to listen to talk. But I wouldn't mind seeing Adam Cole on Hot Ones. I feel like Adam Cole on Hot Ones would be a mess. Did he just throw him to the ground like that?
They had him 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. He's fucking scored.
That's your team?
Uh-huh.
Okay, good. You ain't start screaming, so it must have been a good thing. And then my Seahawks?
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Has Cena ever done Hot Ones? Not that I can recall. I would have known if he did Hot Ones. I'd be tracking his ass. I would have known. No, he has not. And I think that's probably intentional. He's done everything else, though. He's done the thirst trap tweets. He's done the search tweets on the internet. I think it's for BuzzFeed. He's done like dad jokes on the internet, and he did like the Vogue thing. He's done a couple of things, but he hasn't done Hot Ones. He might be invited to Hot Ones sometime soon, though. They just ended their 18th season. It was relatively short.
Yeah, they had Neil Patrick Harris on the
Neil Patrick Harris was the last guest. And they had a lot of like internet, YouTube famous people this season. Well, this season was a little wet. It didn't really start to pick up until Lizzo got on there, and they had Neil Patrick Harris, and they had somebody else on there. They had a dude on there I had never recognized before, and he was like this big YouTube scientist, but I just had never seen him before. And there was a couple other people that I was just like, who the fuck is that?
Right.
But whatever, I went and watched his out of character interview with Ryan Satin, and Don was right. It was like pulling teeth. Oh God. I think he did Cold as Balls though with Kevin Hart.
Who?
John, did he do it?
I can't remember. I know
Sasha did it and the Undertaker did it.
Mm-hmm.
John might do it. I think he was filming at the time that they filmed Cold as Balls with Kevin. Anyway, did The Rock do one yet? The Rock ain't been on Cold as Balls?
Mm-mm.
With them being such good friends, I expected him to be one of the first guests.
Well, shit, they always fucking busy.
Yeah, but The Rock be on TV and shit too. Nah, shoot. Now she tracking. I be tracking him, baby. I be tracking. He didn't do the puppy interview either. I won't be satisfied until Hit Row has a cipher with John Cena. Bitch.
That is pushing it.
That's gonna hurt. That's gonna be painful. Gunther just sleep, work out, wrestle, and eat his boiled chicken and rice. Jesus. He's engaged to Jenny. I'm pretty sure she gets him together seasoning-wise. Undertaker on Hot Ones will be funny. Well, you can go watch it because he's on there. He was on there during the pandemic of Hot Ones.
Yeah.
He's up there. Of course, when they get seasons. Child. The only puppy interview I watched was the Christopher Jamal Evans one. Child. Oh, the puppy interview. I love the puppy interview when they be sitting and talking and the puppies is just running around everywhere and they trying to keep focus on the questions. I fucking love that so much. I think it's so cute.
The fact that they keep calling that white man Jamal is hilarious.
Christopher Jamal Evans.
That might not even be his middle name, but
that's gonna be his name forever. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna do this real quick, and then I'll be out y'all here for real, for real. Oh, I deleted all them shits. Delete all that shit. Okay, hold on. Keanu Reeves one is so precious though. I fucking love Keanu Reeves. He's one of my favorite people in Hollywood. He is so unproblematic, and I just love him. I love him so much. Gargano on Broken Skulls would be good. Not really. I don't particularly find Gargano too interesting. But if you do, live your best life. I'm not gonna shit on it. Are you a dog person or a cat person? I am a dog person. Thank you very much. I prefer a dog. I have been known to look at a cat and say it's beautiful. Kenny's cat Bella is a whore, but she breeds beautiful kittens. Like the last set of kittens she gave birth to, they were this beautiful shade of gray, and like one of their paws was a dark gray, and the rest of their fur was gray. And I was just like, oh, that's so cute. But I don't like cats because cats are fucking mean. They're temperamental bitches. Dogs love you to the day you die. I love a dog. I'm still trying to work on my daddy letting me get a dog because he doesn't want me to have one. But I'm gonna get one because I love dogs. I love them so much. Yes, I am a dog person. Thank you very much. I do. I have learned to not hate them because everybody that I talk to, they're cat people. Most of my friends have cats, and I still hate cats, but I don't hate them as much. I still hate cats, not as much. I don't have like a visceral hatred towards them like I used to. I just don't like them. I'll put it that way. But all I'm gonna say is cats don't work for the police. Child, them kittens is spicy. Not they spicy, honey. I used to have both, but I'm more of a dog person too. Cats are too wild for the police. Cats commit crimes, okay? Yeah, but they're cute enough to get away with it. I don't know about that. Cats are demons. They got their eyes are the doorways to hell. I'm telling you. Watch Constantine. You'll see. That's how he got down there, child. Anyway, y'all, we're going to talk about Clash at the Castle one last time. I know y'all probably like, Tiffany, I have to, okay? I have to tell you. All right, I need you to remember that Clash at the Castle is at 1 p.m. and not 8 o'clock. Yes? So we're going to have a 6-woman tag team match. Bianca Belair, Bliss, and Asuka will take on Control at Clash at the Castle. So Bianca is not defending her title at Clash at the Castle. More than likely, she will defend her title at Extreme Rules against Bayley. All right? That's just speculation. That's not no definitive nothing, okay? Next match, Riddle and Rollins are still going to go at it. They have been battling since prior to SummerSlam, and now they're finally going to come to a head at Clash at the Castle as well. All right? Now, you just saw Liv Morgan get manhandled by Shayna Baszler, and it ain't going to be too much different going on at Clash of the Castle. Liv Morgan will defend her SmackDown Women's Championship against Shayna Baszler, and as of right now, Ronda Rousey is still on ice and getting her opportunity at Liv Morgan as well, but I think by the time Clash of the Castle is over, Morgan will be gone. Now, what was announced tonight is that Sheamus will compete against Gunther at Clash at the Castle for the Intercontinental Championship. Now, that Intercontinental title has not been defended on a pay-per-view for quite some time. So I'm very happy that Sheamus and Gunther both get to have a match at Clash at the Castle. And finally, the last announced match for Clash at the Castle is Roman Reigns, the current undisputed WWE Universal Champion, is being challenged by a former WWE champion and obvious adversary of Roman Reigns' Drew McIntyre. We saw all that shit come to a head tonight, and it ended with Drew McIntyre laying out Roman Reigns and his only help, Sami Zayn, and we can only hope or speculate that this could possibly happen at Clash at the Castle. Clash at the Castle is set to air on Saturday, September 3rd at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I believe that's 12 p.m. Central. Babe? It's 12 p.m. Central. Now, if you're on the West Coast, where are they, 3 hours ahead of us or behind us? They're 3 hours behind us. It'll be like 10 o'clock in the morning?
11.
So it's 11 o'clock on the West Coast. It can't be.
10.
It's
right.
10.
It's 10, my bad.
It's 10 on the West Coast, 12 at Central Time, and it's 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
I don't know about Mountain Time.
Child, I ain't finna figure out Mountain Time. You're on your own. Okay? You're on your own fucking Mountain Time. I'm not doing that. All right. You say that as I'm surrounded by sleeping cats whose ears are perked up because you said they were demons. They are demons. Don't get mad at me because the demons have been activated. Okay? You got to pray. I don't know what to tell you other than to pray. Control about to hit all. Delete. Stop. Stop it. We're gonna see Gunther's handprints across Sheamus' chest. He's a milky white child. He finna fuck Sheamus shit up. You saw what he did to Shinsuke, and Shinsuke was wrestling and wasn't getting chopped that much, but he bruised Shinsuke's chest. And Gunther almost lost that match to Shinsuke because Shinsuke was whooping his ass. Sheamus is gonna look like a mangled mess when he get done with Gunther. Gunther is gonna rip his ass apart. Sami Zayn, child. Gunther gonna be beat up too. Oh, hell yeah. It's not gonna be an easy fight for him. He gonna get tore up too. It's gonna be just like when he fought Ilya Dragunov. And Ilya Dragunov whooped his ass.
And Gunther better not be careful. He think he got an ace in the hole with old boy, but you keep forgetting Sheamus still got Pete Dunne and what's his name waiting in the wing.
I really wish they
just
would,
because we ain't seen them on TV don't mean they may not pop up and help unless some shit go.
They might, but I wish they would repackage Pete. I thought they did because Pete hadn't been on TV in a while. Maybe they're gonna have him still be Bush, but not as ignorant as he was.
Right.
But I feel like Pete could still serve a purpose in the group without being this untamable, angry character that he portrayed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like they can use Pete as Pete Dunne, as the bruiserweight, rather than having him come in as that. I understood, like, a lot of people was just like, I don't like it. I'm like, well, I mean, you want to be able to see a person be able to have levels to them. Pete can't always stay in the bruiserweight status. That's not smart, and it doesn't work in WWE's form of wrestling. That's why Charlotte was able to evolve her character, because she knew it got stagnant. So she changed some things. Yeah. Got a stylist, changed her clothes, changed how she operated, got a bit more vicious as a heel. Seth Rollins is a perfect example of evolution, coming from being Seth Rollins 6 goddamn times. Right, coming from being in NXT, being in NXT and being Seth Rollins like that, and then coming in and being the architect. Moving into being Seth Rollins, what was it? The Visionary. It was the Messiah. Going from that to be the Messiah, then you're going into the Visionary, and now you're Seth freaking Rollins. It's like he's always able to level himself up every chance he gets. And I understood what was going on with Pete. It was like, yeah, we know you're the bruiserweight, but can you do something else? We want to see what you can do with this. Can you make this work? And I think that was Vince McMahon always testing people. He would give you like a bullshit character, right? To see what you can do with it. Everybody thought that LA Knight was going to fail with this Maxim male model shit. And I told them then, LA Knight is not going to fail when he has the charismatic charisma that he has. He can make anything work. And he did. It got over because of him. It wasn't because of Vince or it being their idea. It got over because of LA Knight.
What?
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, come on.
Safe travels to him. Everyone thought Piper was going to fail as Doudrop. They did. And Piper was able to embrace the Doudrop and make it into something that could be feared. She's still one of the best wrestlers on the roster and dangerously dangerous in that ring with anybody who goes up against her. Bianca said that Piper was one of her greatest adversaries and that she loved wrestling her because she forces her to level up every time she's in the ring with her. I have never minded the character change or a name change. I just think there's only one Tasmanian devil I want to see on my TV occasionally. Not even Tasmanian devil, child. Anyways, y'all, make sure y'all keep up with the tournament as well. I do not have an updated bracket for this, but Dakota Kai and Io have advanced, as well as Asuka and Bliss. They're going to wrestle Monday. Raquel and Aaliyah have advanced, as well as Toxic Attraction. They're going to wrestle Friday. And then we will have the final two probably wrestle that next Monday, I want to say, after Clash at the Castle. I always wanted to see Bianca go up against someone who is bigger. It's always interesting to see a powerhouse like her go up against a much bigger woman. If Nia Jax wanted such a piece of shit, I'd be okay with her doing it, but I don't like her, so man, fuck her. All right, y'all. So I'm getting ready to go to bed. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. It was shorter than usual, but I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I will talk to you guys Monday. Okay. Make sure that imagine Bianca KOD Nia. Oh, instant classic. I would love every minute of that. I had that shit on replay. That'd be a gift in my phone. Okay. Anyways, you guys have a good night. I hope you guys get some good rest, and I will see you guys on Monday. Bye.
Thank y'all so much for coming and being part of my show. Please don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe on the channel. It really helps to get my content out there for everybody to see. And I feel like even though we're a wrestling channel, We talk about a little bit of everything over here when I go live. So make sure you guys follow me on my social media as well. All of my socials are the same at Sack Design TV 2. You can find me on Twitter, and you can find me on Instagram, and you can find me on Facebook if you're a little and you like Facebook. But don't forget to follow me and subscribe, and make sure you rate my videos and get that algorithm up to push it up so I can start being a little bit more professional, so I can start making some coins. Okay? I will talk to y'all later. Love you. Bye.